today's review is the Orbea Rallon 2022 M20. So this is the entry-level model of the three that are available in this bike. It's a full carbon frame. It comes with Shimano running gear, Shimano dual brakes, which are 4-piston. We've got the float 170mm travel up front. We've got the compression and rebound on there. We've also got the float X up back with 160mm travel. Orbea's own brand OC1 grips, bars and stem. Their own brand dropper post as well with a physique saddle. It's a 29er model, 29 up front, 29 at the back, but you can actually swap this out for 27.5 at the back. And with that feature, if you want to swap it, you get a different shock yoke there. So it's designed that, you know, specifically to have 27.5 inch wheel on the back, not just like some of the other brands where you just bang one on. So that comes with all three models. You can just swap this out. Comes with the race face arc wheel set. It's got Maxxis front and back. It's got the I can never say this, Assegai up front and the Minion DHR2 on the back. They roll really well. The traction is excellent and the rolling resistance is minimal, so they're an excellent choice of tyre. I'm usually a Schwalbe kind of guy, but I'm really impressed with these. And some other cute features on this bike as well. This bottle holder can be removed and there's a compartment in there big enough to fit a tube in there or some tools and stuff. And speaking of tools, let me take you around this side. We've also got this flip chip. You can unscrew this, he says, and out pops that tool. And just show, well, there you go, just flips in with a magnet, and just show this, you can just unlock that. Out it comes. See the carbon fibre in there. You can put something nice, a tube or whatever, or if you like me, a Mars bar. Just flops back on, hold that on, lock it in place, and away you go. Apparently there's also a bottle opener on the axle, but I'm yet to find that. So on the back here we've got the Shimano SLX cassette. It's 1051, so that 51 is really great for climbing. And again, you've got the 32 up front. Just something to note, this has got a little grub screw on the chain retainer. Just keep an eye on that, keep time on that. Has fallen off once, but a bit of Loctite will probably sort that out. But it is really useful if it does need to come off, it comes off on top instead of like some others where they're split and you need to take them apart. Just little things like that are really good. I think so simple but often overlooked. So this model is a large. It's suited for people 170 to 190 centimeters in height. It's got a 1260mm wheelbase. The chainstay is 440mm on all the models, and the bottom bracket height is 350mm or 343, depending on which setting you have that flip chip on. So I've been riding this bike all week. What did I think of it? Well, I thought it was excellent. I think they've created something here where you can pedal up and pedal down with no compromise really. It's a hard-hitting enduro bike for sure, with 170mm forks up front, 160, but it's really agile, it's really responsive, easy to move around, really simple to move. Although ploughing through rocks, I must say I did some rock gardens and it seemed fine, but other people seem to say that it's not built for ploughing through things. But it has got the biggish tyres up front and the supple suspension, so again, if you can ride skillfully, it's going to be better, but it will get you out of trouble a bit with the suspension platform that's coming. The other thing I noticed in regards to climbing is that the seat stay angle is really steep, so that puts you over the pedals and forward. So this seemed really cramped when I first got on it, and it seemed raked, like the front wheels out, almost like if you've ever ridden a motorbike without a fairing. So at first I felt a bit like this, but as I started getting used to it, it just felt a bit more natural. In terms of descending, again, it's got a really slack head angle. It's got a 64-degree head angle, or 64.5, again, depending if you change the config of it. So that's really good for descending. It's going to roll over things nice. You don't feel like you're sat back in an armchair. And again, some of that's down to the suspension being so supple and keeping you upright and only going through the travel when you actually need it. Pedaling, there's not much pedal bob. It seems really efficient, although I did notice that when you were pedaling there was a little bit. Now on the shock here we do have the firm lever, so when it's up there's no firm, no compression, no climb, and if you put it there, and it does take out all that pedal bob, so it is worth using, but it's that efficient that you don't really need it, to be fair. I found myself on some of the climbs just turning it off when there's a few rocks and it just climbed up like a mountain goat. Fantastic. Another little thing on the rear shock that I like is the rebound has numbers, so you can set yourself up, and obviously you need to go on the Fox website to try and find out your base settings, which will show you the pressure to put in and the amount of rebound. Who would I say this bike is for? If you want to do big descents, big climbs, all day action, then I'd definitely recommend it for you. It's not a cross-country bike, it's definitely an enduro bike. With all the suspension, the geometry, the slack geometry, and it's even got the motto of steep and deep. I don't know if you see that. Steep and deep. I'm not sure about that motto, to be honest. I think I've seen that on the internet somewhere else. Not advertising bikes. But the bike will climb all day and descend really well. Again, it's really agile, so if you're maybe a beginner, you might struggle with it at first because it can tend to try and get away from you, and it requires a bit of skill to rail those turns. Being over the centre of the bike, as I mentioned the seat stay before, it does give you that natural riding position by default, so you're already sat in a position that gives you the perfect control of the bike. It lets you move the back of the bike with your hips and also move your body around, and that's what gives it that agility. Definitely recommend this. I would like to say thanks to Leisure Lakes Berry for lending me the bike. If you've got $4.5 grand, get down there, or if you want to ride this particular bike, it is available for demo. Just ring them up and they'll tell you the terms and conditions to borrow one of these bikes. And if you're going to buy one, it's definitely trying one first. Orbea have done a great job on this bike. I've really enjoyed it this week, and I look forward to maybe buying one in the future. Who knows? All right, thanks. Take care. Let me know what you think. If you've got one, put some comments and consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for your time. See ya.